Hello, 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 and good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying to do a couple of different things, but let me know if you can hear me. I am Caron Bailey, independent demonstrator, Stampin' Up. Thank you for joining me today, ladies and gentlemen. I am coming to you as part of the Stamp Time team to present to you February 2023's roll of the die. You guys, who is Stamp Time? Stamp Time is a group of demonstrators who we actually love stamping, we love creating, and we love sharing what we stamp and create with you. So we come to you live every month on the second Sunday of every month to share with you what the die roll projects we've made based upon what the die has rolled for us. All right. As always, hi, thank you, Jackie. As always, we're going to take care of all the admin stuff as much as possible. I'm going to be presenting some products in here. If you see anything that you like and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you'd love to order any of them, check out my website, www.sweetsignatures.stampinup.net, and please use the host code as listed here for the month of February, and that's if you're making a purchase of $149 or less. If you're going to place an order for $150 or more, contact me and I'll help you place that order so that you will reap the host benefits. Starting something new this month, you guys. For every $50 purchase that you do, I'm gonna send you a free gift. It could be a pack of embellishments, it could be a card, could be a pack of cards. But every month that you play, and every time that you place an order of $50 with me, I will say thank you with a free gift with your purchase. I am on a mission this month to grow my team. During the month of celebration, this is the last month of celebration. So if you're interested in becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please reach out to me and I will be more than happy to give you all of the details. This month, Stampin' Up's deal is awesome. You are able to get $175 worth of product for either $129 or for $99, depending upon which option you choose. So reach out to me and I will definitely give you some more information. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am on a mission, another mission, to grow my YouTube channel to 300 by March 15th. I would love to have 300 followers here on YouTube. So again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you pop out and you share my video, please come back and share. I will be doing a giveaway based upon those people that have shared my video for today. Let me tell you a little bit about what Stampin' Up! Has going on really quickly. We have what's called an online exclusive. It's available to demonstrators to order today or this month. And what it is Stampin' Up! Is every other month, I believe, we're going to come out with something new. It may be in the catalog, or it may be something that's only offered exclusively online. So this month is pre-order month for us demonstrators. Next month it is this bundle or this suite will be available to all of our to all Stampin' Up an unboxing, so you can see that these frosted gems, this other designer series paper, and you have the option to add on the embossing folders and the letters, the numbers and letters, and these are classic. Okay, what else is going on? We have Stampin' Up! Has released a new kit, and it's called the Wreath of Blooms kit, available for purchase now in my workshop is on the 17th. It is an invitation project. And what it is you guys, you can, if you have we hoard DSP. I can't speak for anybody else, but I hoard my DSP like crazy. Okay, so I have tons and tons of it. So the next couple of months, I'm just going to do DSP workshops where we get together, we haul out the designer series paper, And we get to creating as many cards as we can with our designer series paper. Now, this class is free. This class is free with the purchase of any designer series paper from my online store using my hosts code, of course, or it's a $10 purchase for access for in a seat in the class. My Stampin' Sip class, as you can see, is coming up on the 19th, and we are going to focus on feature the Regency Park Suite. Those are the stamp sets that I'm working on. And you guys, I'll go over as I'm continuing to work based on some other stuff that we've got coming up. You guys, last month the die, oh my gosh, the die was not nice to us, is what I'm going to say. So it rolled, let's see, Slimline, it rolled paper piecing, it rolled texture, it rolled neutrals, and it had to be a birthday. So those are the elements that our projects had to be created using. Y'all, if you know anything about me, you will know that I just came up with my idea this morning, which is probably why I don't have a completed one to show you, but we're just gonna get started and dive right in. We are gonna, I'm going to create for you, what I'm doing today is called a slimline gatefold, a tri-fold slimline card. That is what we are making today. I think I see this whole light thing up there. I'm going to have to put something here. Let me grab this. Sorry, y'all. Trying to minimize that light glare that you see there. And so, like I told you the last time we had a slimline challenge, I don't really do full slimline. I tend to do the mini. That's my preference. And I saw this idea to do a tri-fold. So that's what I'm going to create for you today. I'm going to finish this one. But this was kind of what my inspiration was. So let me share with you the parts, pieces. Well, actually, let me share with you the bundles or the stamps that we're going to use today to create these cards. So I'm working with several of the new products in the January through April mini. And I'm going to be working with the Dainty Delight bundle. This is a cling mount stamp with coordinating die. We're going to be working with the Way to Grow stamp set. We're going to be doing the Something Fancy. I'm probably going to take my sentiment from the Something Fancy stamp and die bundle. And there are coordinating dies for this. And with that, let's get started. I've kind of pre-done a little bit of things. So let's just go ahead and share with you what we are going to need for the bundle or for the card. So to create this card, we are going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, whatever color you choose. And they are going to be 2 pieces that are 7 inches by 6 inches, okay? And this is your card base, and you're going to need 2 pieces because this is what we're going to use to make our tri-fold, okay? We are also going to need 2 pieces that's 3 1/4 by 5 3/4. We're going to need 1 piece of basic white that's 3 1/4 by 5 3/4. We're going to need another piece of basic white that's 3 by 5 1/2. And then we're going to need a piece of designer series paper. And I'm using the Dainty Delight, I think that's what it's called, from the Celebration. I am using 3 by 5 1/2. This is the sizes and elements that you're going to need. And I'm going to leave this here for just a little bit. That way, if you're taking a screenshot or whatever of the parts and pieces, you will have them. But if you don't and you're not, don't worry about it, you guys. Eventually, I'm going to head on over to my blog and I'm going to post all of these measurements on the corresponding blog for today. But there you go for the parts and pieces for today. All right. So let's get started. All right, so for the gatefold part of this card base, part is very easy. So all we're going to do is we're just going to mount our card base, our designer series paper, on one piece of, oh, and by the way, this is Mary Merlot. Mary Merlot is one of the, Mary Merlot and Night of Navy are two of the colors in the neutrals collection. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use some, and I use liquid adhesive because, well, as you know, I can't line anything up straight, and so I need a little extra time in order to do so. All right, so here we go, and we are just going to adhere the designer series that is 3 inches by 5.5 to a piece of Night of Navy that is 3 1/4 by 5.5. 5 3/4, sorry. I forget my measurements sometimes, which is why I had to write them down. All right, so we're just going to burnish our fold on both of these pieces. Where is my bone folder? Burnish. And we're going to burnish. And you guys, I'm going to break out some ribbon at some point because I have challenged myself for this month that every card I make is going to have some sort of ribbon in it. So I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but it's definitely going to have that. Okay, so then we're going to mat this piece right onto one of the card bases that should now be 3 inches. Sorry, 3.5 by 6. Okay. Jackie, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the company. And then the other thing we're going to do at this point is to get our tri-layer is I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this. Oops. Close it up. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to just make sure that I plop this right in the center here. And of course, again, I use liquid adhesive because I need that little extra time to make sure everything lines up right. Okay. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to burnish. Make sure that adheres nicely. And as you can tell from what we have right here, we're going to have a portrait style. This is going to stand portrait style. Okay. Now, we're going to take our piece that is 1 by 3 1/4, and we know that this is kind of going to go inside so that you have a little place to write your sentiment. I'm not going to put that in just yet because I might want to stamp a little something, but you'll know where that goes. Now we are just going to take our 3.5 or 3 by 5.5 basic white, and we're going to work on our design for this inside panel right here, so that when you open the card, you have this, and then you'll have an inside panel like this, and then you'll open to like that. So this is where we're going to work on our texture and bring in our other colors. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I can put this one aside for now, bringing in our Dainty Delight. I'm just going to take a couple of these images like so. And I'm going to create my own kind of background paper. I must have put that ink, my block away, and I don't know where I put it. So I'm going to reach around for another block somewhere. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. And I'm just going to stamp this in Versamark ink. And before I stamp it, I'm going to go in with my little embossing buddy here. So kind of just take a little bit of any fingerprint or oils or anything that I may have on my fingers. Use the embossing buddy to take that off, some of it off. Oh, the paper is gorgeous. It is one of my favorites from the mini catalog or from the celebration. And there's lots to love from that celebration, let me tell you. Mostly I love all of the paper. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna go right in here like so. With the big one. Then we're gonna go in with the small one. And of course you can't see where I've stamped. I hope it's in there because I can't see where I've stamped either. Yeah, I think it's there. We'll find out in a minute. We'll find out in a minute. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and just add this one. I think we just did like so. Right, and then it's on there, y'all. And then I'm going to add some of the smaller images from the set. To kind of fill it out just a little bit. Actually, I think I'm just going to go in with this part. And use maybe just the as fillers. Oh boy, I think I can put some filler in here, and that should be enough. All right, here comes our white. This is where I'll tell you if I made a mistake or not, or if I have to turn it over, right? All right, so here we go. You might not be able to see it, but I'll be able to see if it clings to something. If it doesn't cling to something, yep, we got it stamped. We got it stamped. We got it stamped. And so this is the texture element that I'm going to be adding on this card. Now, there are other ways that you can add texture. You can add texture by using embossing folders. You can add textures by, using like a bubble technique, a bubble wrap technique. There's so many different ways you can add texture to a project. Anyway, I think I've got everything out. Yep. And then I'm just going to go in with my heat tool. Let me cover this up because I don't want to melt my powder. There we go. Let this heat up a little bit. and watch the powder start to melt. One thing about being blind is I really can't see, and the white on white, sometimes you have a very difficult time seeing. But we're gonna hope and pray that it did exactly what it is. And we do a lot of hoping and praying in stamping. All right, so I'm gonna use some colors, and the colors I'm gonna use are Smoky Slate, Night of Navy, and Merry Merlot are the colors I'm going to use to add some texture or to bring out the embossed elements. Okay. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start with the Smoky Slate because that's my lightest color. And I'm just going to tap that off. And just get to blending. I guess I didn't clean my brush very well. I see a little bit of some color in there other than Smoky Slate, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. Note to self and tip of the day is make sure that your brush is clean, which is why we try to do that to make sure we don't transfer color unless that's what we really want to do. There we go. And then got my hand in it. The next color I'm going to do is the Merry Merlot. And now with these colors, these darker colors, you and Michelle need to speak slower. All right, so there we go. The other thing we're going to do now is because these colors are darker, right? We don't need to go in with a very high hand or hard hand. We just kind of need to lightly add our color for blending. And I'm going to add color on all sides. Now, every time you do this kind of technique, it's going to it will never be the same every time, just so that you're aware of that, okay? And then I'm going to add my blue, my Night of Navy. Make sure I don't have any other color on that one. Now, this meets the challenge in that these are my neutral tones. Merry Merlot, Night of Navy. And I'm going to go right back in with the Smoky Slate to try to blend it all one more time. Now, I hadn't thought about this, but I'm going to share this technique with y'all now too. Let me clean this stamp off, right? And I'm going to share with you what I'm going to do. Because this ink is water-based, or it's a dye-based ink, that means it's reactive to water. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz my stamp with some water, just for a little difference. Spritz it with some water, just to stamp. And I hope this works. Ha ha ha. Because of course I just had the idea. And I'm just going to stamp right here where I think I need a little bit more of a filler. You see how that popped up right there? Okay. You can continue to do that. So that's another way to add some texture to your project. Gonna do it again. And these will be like in some sort of a, is it bas relief, I think it's called. Maybe I'm mixing up my terms. There we go. Now we just need a piece of paper. Put our stuff away. And I'm just gonna heat set this just a little bit. And then go in with a little piece of paper, and I'm gonna rub right over the images with that white embossing powder. You can see it a little bit more. Remove any excess ink from there so that white embossing powder can pop right out. You see how that just popped up? Okay. You guys, we have added texture to our card. And now I'm just gonna add some adhesive. So joining me on the hop today, we have Michelle Hollings and we have Miss Kathy Irving, both of who, I think Kathy's watching today. Michelle might be still over at on her blog, but these guys are hopping with me, and they tend to hop with me every week, or every month. So you can catch all the amazingness that is Michelle, all the amazingness that is Kathy, when we do our monthly roll of the die video, our YouTube hops. And their links are in the description box. So when I'm done here, you guys take a moment and just pop on over to their channels and watch them create with these same elements and see what they have done. Because let me tell you, every time we do this, we never each have the same projects ever. So that just tells you all of the different ways that you can create with the same elements, but yet still have different designs. Sorry, that kind of shifted a little bit on me there. Hey, Michelle's watching. Michelle is here. I know I tend to do live, and Michelle and them, I guess you guys, they prefer to do you guys just prefer to do what are those things called? Record your videos. I tend to prefer to go live. I don't know why. That's just my preference. Now I'm trying to think, what color should I go on the inside? And I'm gonna go with, I think, smoky slate on the inside. Gonna stamp off just a tad. And then right here. There we go. And then we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive. Place this on the inside. And you guys, we have several elements of the die roll that's already knocked out. We're not quite done yet, but here's what we have, right? So we have the Slimline, we have the textures, we have the neutrals. What am I missing? I'm missing birthday and I'm missing paper piecing. So let me share with you what my paper piecing is going to be. And we're going to paper piece using the Way to Grow stamp set. This one is a little different, you guys. You guys are going to enjoy this one. If you don't have it or it's not in your kit or your arsenal, you need to think about getting it. I'm not going to make you get it, but you should think about it. So this was what I played with this morning just to make sure that I could do it. Ha ha ha. And so I'm going to share with you what I've already done. So I've already stamped the image here, Night of Navy, and I just used some black. And let's go ahead and color the skin. I used the 800 to color. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now I'm using the bullet tip only because at this point, there's not a lot of area. And on this piece of paper, this is from Retire. This is the back end. I've already stamped out the top. Okay, so this is how I'm going to paper piece this. And all I'm going to do, let me try to get close. So when you're, the tip to paper piecing is you have these lines that you should follow. The thing is to get on the inside because you want to cut as much of that, the guidelines out as possible, because you already have the line in the image that you stamped. So all I'm needing is to fill that image. So I'm going to take my time a little bit here, just to make sure that I cut it correctly. So if I stop talking, that's kind of the reason why. Okay. And then I'm just kind of going to go in here this way. And there's a reason that I'm doing this, right? Because there's no guideline here, right? I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to turn it around like that, right? And remember, when you're fussy cutting, you use your non-dominant hand, at least I do, to rotate the paper. There we go. Okay. All right, and then all we're going to do is I'm just going to cut this. And I'm not too concerned because in this design, right? And then we're just going to adhere this guy right here like this. Okay. And then we can't get rid of the other piece because we still need the shoulder, right? And that guy's right over here. So we're going to cut this off because all I need is this piece, right? Right. And we're going to cut this off. This part's a little hairy just because it's such a small piece. It's so small. Right? Then we're going to cut that off, and then we're going to cut off the shoulder strap. I'm looking for what I'm looking for. Get my big old fingers out of the way. Hold on, y'all. I need to get my big old fingers out of the way. There we go. Now I can cut. That's what these tools are for. Boom. Let that guy stay right there. All right, so now we're gonna get ready to piece. I'm gonna trim just a little bit off on that end, just a little bit. And now I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive. And liquid adhesive works best when you're paper piecing. At least in my estimation, it does. Again, because it gives you time to line things up and put them where they need to be, and you don't have to rush. All right. Like so. And I have paper piece. And this is the way the very first time I saw this technique, I was like, how did you get there? Somebody had colored or done it on some on somebody's article of clothing, and I was racking my brain like, how did you stamp that? How did you? They were laughing at me because they knew they didn't stamp it. And so the first thing I had to do was go out and figure out how to paper piece, because I was like, oh no. There we go. And there you go. And then I colored the bag in Mango Melody. Light Calypso Coral. This is the dark Mango Melody. My tip seems to be not working on that one. And I guess you're wondering, how is she going to do the hair, right? Well, there is a hair image and I'm going to go with the long hair. And I think I'm going to make her hair. What color do we want her hair to be? I'm feeling a little Cajun craze-ish. So that's where I'm going to go. Her hair is going to be Cajun craze. I don't know why I'm saying that the way I am, but I just did. Alrighty, and I'm looking for a little piece of scrap paper. And we're going to stamp that right here. We're going to put that away. And then we're just going to do a little bit of trimming. That's all. And then we are almost done with creating this card. Making sure I don't have any other questions or anything that's come up. All righty. Did everybody have a good week? I had a very good week. It was my first, we all know that I started a new job. And by the way, when I said job, Michelle, congratulations. And I think, it's forever training, but I went live on the phones this week. And let me tell you, I did darn well, if I must say so myself. Yeah. There we go. That part's done. Let me put some dimensionals on that so that it's ready to go. What do I do with my dimensionals? And my little strips. Just using some of the adhesive strips on here. Sometimes I forget we have adhesive strips like these in Stampin' Up. I forget. So I tend to use like the big rolls, but I do forget sometimes that we have these smaller ones. Thank you. You can't see what I'm doing? I'm sorry. I'm just cutting. And so for me, because I'm blind as a you know what, I've got to, I've really got to keep it very close to me. So I apologize if anything I'm doing is out of frame. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to fussy cut my girl out because unfortunately this set does not come with dies. So it's all fussy cutting for me. And we are almost done with putting this card together, y'all. So let's see, I've paper pieced. I've done my little texture. I've done my slimline. What am I missing here? Oh, I got to do the birthday sentiment. That's the other thing that I'm missing, right? All right, that's the easy part. That's the easy part. Except, of course, typically I can never find a sentiment that I'm happy with, so it's not always so easy. It's not always so easy. So you're asking me, what about her hair from her head? I'll show you exactly what's going on. Some people enjoy fussy cutting. I don't mind it. I don't like it to the point that I would say that I enjoy it. I don't mind it. Do you like fussy cutting? What are your thoughts on fussy cutting? I just don't mind it. I don't know that I would ever tell anybody that I enjoy it. I just don't mind doing it. All right, so we've done this. And the theory that I'm working on is that this girl is walking through the meadow on her way from school. Oh, that's upside down. And that's what we're going to have. Just like that. So let's get her going. All righty. I think I want her to be walking through here. And the reason I didn't stress so much about how I cut this is because I knew I knew that the hair was going to be used to kind of cover whatever discrepancy was going on there. So that's kind of how I made the decision on where to cut or how to cut that part right there. Okay. And so I want her hair to be like this. So you see our girl walking through. Now we got to stamp our birthday sentiment, and then you guys, this card will be 100% finished. All right, last but not least, let me keep this for a sentiment. And let's see. I didn't forget your birthday. Oh, I'm going to use that one. And this one says, grateful for the everyday magic of you. And on the inside, I'm going to stamp happy birthday. That's this one. All right, I'm going to need another piece of scrap. And y'all, before I do this, you know what I need to do? I need to move some stuff because my space has shrunk considerably while I've been doing this. All right. Now I just need my sentiment to be stamped. And I'm not going to heat emboss it. Nope, I'm just going to stamp it. I know somebody's saying, she's what? She's not going to do what? Actually, I'm even wondering, what are your thoughts? Should I stamp it on and then add it there, or should I just stamp it right on? I think I like it right here. I should have done that before, but I like it right there. Any thoughts? I like it here. So that's what I'm going to do. And of course, if I mess up, then I can stamp it again, right? And pop it right over the sentiment. So let's get this stamped on there. I like the idea. Let me make sure it's straight, y'all. This gives me pause just for my not being able to do anything straight. So here we go. Thanks, guys. Look at that. Grateful for the everyday magic of you. And then we're going to just put our happy birthday right on the inside. Happy birthday to you. Does anybody have any birthdays coming up? Fortunately for me, my birthday season does not start until, or unfortunately, I guess, depending on how you look at it, does not start until April. In the Bailey Young household, that's my sister's name, Young. Majority of our birthdays start in April. My sister's in April, my mother's in April, my best friend is in April. There we go. And there you have it, guys. I think I've done all of the elements. What do you think? Happy birthday! Oh, you want this card, Michelle, for your birthday? So I have paper pieced. I have used the neutral colors from Stampin' Up. I've added some texture to the card, and I've made it slimline. You guys, this was fun. It was a little bit more challenging, but it was a fun card to make. I hope you take a minute and try this card and this layout as well. If you do, please feel free to share it with me on my Facebook page. All right, last thing before we go is I have to roll the die for next month. I gotta roll the dice for next month. Looking for my bin here. There we go. There's my basket. I just figured out the best way to get this done. Thank you. Here we go. All right, I'm taking these two away just because we've done these before. Sorry. Thank texture and paper piecing. All right. So if you join us next month, the cards we make will have to feature thanks, be monochromatic, well, I don't know. Oh, use the subtles, have some sponging, and must have ribbon or twine. All right. You guys, thanks for stopping in again. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you next month on another episode of Roll a Die. Happy stamping!